What's up, internet family? I am back.
Come over, come over, come over, come over, come over, come over.
My name's Carrington, by the way, if you've never seen my face before. I am back today with a review this time instead of a reaction. I want to try this just to see like which format you guys like better. So kind of let me know in the comments below. But today, if you couldn't tell by the title, I wanted to talk about JoJo's new EP, Trying Not to Think About It, which was a fantastic project. I've been sitting with it since it came out. I kind of want to just go over my thoughts with the project. Also, this new Beyonce merch, I just got this to celebrate the Black is King visual album. It came out a little over a year ago. So I just got this. It's super cute. Yeah, and I love it. Anyway, JoJo. So this EP comes on the tail end of her last album, Good to Know, which is fantastic. Don't Talk Me Down, Come Back, the one without Tory Lanez, Lonely Hearts, and So Bad. I mean, the entire project. I think it's a fantastic project, and I thought that like I would never get over Mad Love, which was the album before that, but Good to Know really had me in a chokehold, and Don't Talk Me Down is like an anthem, for me at least. So when I found out that JoJo was coming out with this new project, Trying Not to Think About It, I was very excited for it. JoJo never disappoints. Mama sings down. She sings the things. Also, if you can hear any noise in the background, I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. My dishwasher is going in the back, so I apologize in advance. Hopefully it's not obnoxious and you mainly hear me, but I will try in the future to make sure I record with nothing else going on in the house. So yeah, I was excited about this project. I love the title. I'd seen her kind of talking about it on social media, giving us little teasers, interviews, and things like that. She explained that she wanted to do a project to get ready for tour because she's on tour right now. And budgeting and time together kind of made her and her team decide to do an EP compared to an album, and I completely get that. It costs a lot of money to bring an album to life, especially at the level that she's on. And so I just appreciate her giving us anything. I honestly would have been okay with a Good to Know tour. So the fact that she came out with a new project before tour to have some new music to perform is awesome. So thank you for that. So the EP, she said it was a discussion of her depression, anxiety, kind of things she was going through during the pandemic, at the height of the pandemic in 2020. And I think that a lot of us can relate, especially as artists, but just as human beings, like being stuck in the house really with your own thoughts. And if you have a partner, you live with somebody, like it is a lot to be together 24/7 for any human being. So that was something that I felt throughout the entire project. And I'm gonna kind of go song by song in album order or EP order, and then kind of do my final thoughts at the end. So the song starts with World of Sunshine, which is beautiful, it's luscious, it's kind of short, it's very intimate, and because I know JoJo can like sing down, it seemed reserved. And I think she did that purposefully to kind of ease us into what this project was going to be. Almost like, I imagine her, and I know she did this in a music video, and I guess that's why this is coming to mind, but like sitting down at her therapist and like getting ready to like pour out her guts about like what's going on. So this is like the start of the session, and at the surface, it does seem like a world of sunshine. And then as we get deeper, we find out it's a bit more complicated. I loved how luscious the production was. Loved like how intimate her voice sounded. It sounded like, she's right here in my ear singing this song. And so I think it was a great start to the project. From there, we move into Anxiety, or Brulinda's theme. Brulinda, I think is how you say it. And so last night, was it last night? Or the night before? She did a live stream on Twitch, and I can't think of the company that was hosting it, but it was a venue in New York, and they hosted the live stream, so I got to watch it. There were like 10,000, 13,000 people in the live stream at one point, so that was nuts. Congratulations, JoJo. But she talked about this song and what it meant. She says that she calls Brulinda, that's the name she gave to her anxiety, and I love that. I think that it's so important to separate those kind of thoughts, those kind of feelings from who you actually are. As somebody who deals with anxiety, I can relate to making sure I remind myself, like, this is something else. This isn't Carrington at the time. And I don't know if you guys seen the Luca movie from Disney. It's super cute, super gay. And in it, one of the characters says that the inner monologue in his head that tells him to be afraid or tells him to like question if he's gonna do an activity, he says Silencio Bruno, like shut up Bruno. And so when she explained that on the stage about Brulinda, I was like, this is that, like telling that voice inside your head that doesn't want the best for you to shut up is, I think, magic. And so it's really cool that we kind of get to see this from her. She really breaks down in the most raw way, which I love. Again, going back to the therapist theme, she moves from, okay, everything's sunshine to actually it's not, I'm dealing with this internal dialogue. And the song takes us through that internal dialogue of like how she's dealing with her anxiety, and she personifies it. So she's singing about a person, but it's really the person inside of her that is causing her to feel anxious. And I love it. I think it's super relatable. Again, as somebody who deals with anxiety, it fucking sucks. If you never had it, I'm happy for you. But if you have had it, then when you listen to this song, I think you will be able to relate. And then from anxiety, we go into a song called Dissolve. And again, I think this is very relatable as somebody who quite recently actually felt this way, of like so much going on in and around your life that you just want to disappear. You want to kind of check out a little bit. And I think that can, and again, I'm not a therapist. I am not a licensed psychologist. So please do not take this as anything more than entertainment and just the insight that I have from my own personal experiences, and then me putting that onto this project. So quick disclaimer. But in Dissolve, in her talking about wanting to disappear, from my own experience, I feel like it comes from a very depressive state, kind of just wanting to check out of life for a little while until things get better and then to check back in. Throughout the song, it seems like she's questioning a relationship that she's currently in or was in, and wondering if her mind is playing tricks on her, looking for kind of that reassurance from her partner to be like, this is what it is, not what my brain is saying it is what it is, and her partner not really giving that to her. And so she's kind of asking, like, if you cannot reassure me, then I'm a dip, and when I'm gone, I'm gone. And again, I think that's so relatable. I think that oftentimes it's hard for us to verbalize that in any kind of relationship, whether it be like platonic, like friends, or if it's like, a partner, sexual relationship. So hit the nail on the head, JoJo. I love Dissolve. I love the sequencing of this project so far. Like, I have no notes. Good Enough comes after Dissolve, and it's an interlude. And it really reminds me of her song Joanna. She released that as a single, I want to say before she released Good to Know, the album. And it is a very introspective song, kind of like her talking to herself. Joanna is. And I feel like Good Enough piggybacks off of that, where she's having this internal battle of, am I good enough to have the things that I've been afforded, to be in this space of gratitude for like my career and what's happened? And then if I was good enough, wouldn't I be further? And I think it's so relatable, especially as an artist, as an independent artist who has done jack shit comparatively to JoJo. And I know it's not a comparison, but I say that to say that I relate to questioning, is my art good enough? Is my music good enough? If it was, wouldn't I have found, my people, or wouldn't my people have found me by now? But really getting out of your head to just be like, it is my job to just do the work, to create the art, and the people that it's supposed to touch, I just hope and pray that it touches them. So Good Enough was a beautiful interlude to me, and it goes into BID, which is Bringing It Down. And to me, the song comes off super flirty. Like right off the rip, there's this like bass line kind of going throughout the song. It gives me like dark club or like lounge, very intimate, but not in like a sleazy kind of way or like over sexual, just like flirty, like a little tongue-in-cheek. And I love it. I love this JoJo. I love sexy JoJo. She seems like throughout the song she's trying to become the safe space she's looking for in a partner. for somebody else. And I find that in my own personal relationships and in the people that are close to me, that oftentimes we will do that. We will become this anchor for other people and not allow them to do it for us, or we'll find people that we know can't do it for us. And we question, like, if I am doing all of this, am I not worthy of this? Not thinking that this person may not have the capacity to do that for you, and that's okay. Bringing it down seems like that kind of conversation. She seems like she's saying, changes come with relationships, with people, and I don't care how you change. Like, I have no expectations. I accept you for who you are, which is a beautiful thing to say, but that doesn't really matter if the person isn't also saying and doing that for you. Like, it won't ever balance out. And I think she gets to that later, but right now in the song, I think it's like this, let me pour everything I have out of my cup so that I will be worthy of what they have in their cup. And I think a lot of people, a lot of artists can relate to that. After bringing it down, we go into Feel Alright. And in this one, to me, it is now back into an introspective place, questioning her intentions in a relationship. Am I in this relationship because I want to be in this? Am I in this relationship because I'm a hopeless romantic? Am I in this relationship because I think you'll make me feel good? You'll make me feel all right. And I am more afraid of being lonely than I am of using this relationship for the wrong reasons. And again, so relatable. I think that hopefully a lot of us took the time in 2020 and into this year while the world was burning around us, to take a moment to sit with our thoughts, to sit with our feelings, to really see who we are and who we are in our relationships. And in that time, you question, am I doing what's best for me and this person? Or am I using this person because it feels better to be in this space with them than it does to be by myself? And that's a hard question. That's a question that I think we all have to ask ourselves sometimes in relationships. And for her to put it in a song, for the song to be a bop, is just so good. And I applaud her for being so raw and so vulnerable with her own struggles. Because to me, from everything that I've ever listened to, as JoJo has grown into her womanhood, she is a hopeless romantic. She loves love. She loves that feeling. But it's like finding the right puzzle pieces that fit together is that constant search for her. And I get it. I get it, girl. I get it. And so I love Feel Alright. After Feel Alright, we have Fresh New Sheets, which is a bop. She said at the concert she performed at on Twitch that after every relationship, she always gets rid of her old sheets and buys new sheets. And so coming in from the sequencing of the project, from BID to Feel Alright, it seems like, okay, I was in this relationship with this person. It didn't really work out. Let me get rid of these sheets and start over with somebody new. And she starts the song in bed by herself, where it seems like she's kind of talked a big game to somebody else, like, come over, come break these sheets in, I'm trying to wash away the feelings of that other person. But then she is, again, introspectively looking like, is this what's best for me? Is this what I need? Maybe, I should sit my ass down, sit with my thoughts, be by myself for a little bit, and really see what I want, what I need right now. Would I be the best person in a relationship right now? And she even says in the song that, I know your touch feels good, but you couldn't beat the fear that I have inside my heart around heartbreak. I'm broken right now, and I'm trying to protect you from that brokenness. And again, I think that it is noble to say that I am not in a space to be the partner you need me to be right now, and I don't want to put you through that. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to me. And it sounds like it's coming from somebody who has been in therapy, somebody who has talked to a professional, who has done the work internally, so that when this entire season passes of the introspection and the reflection, that she is ready to be a partner that somebody really needs and can receive a partner that she really needs. So It is a bop. The song by itself is a bop, but really listening underneath, I think there's some deep shit she's talking about. After Fresh New Sheets, she has Sugar and Carbs, which is an interlude, and I love this so much. First of all, it's hella short, and I think she could have gone on for a little bit longer, but I think it's very relatable in the sense that a lot of us turn to food for comfort when things aren't going right in our lives, especially sugar, especially carbs, both very, very delicious things. And so it's so easy to be like, I don't feel good, or this person isn't treating me right. Let me go grab a cookie. Let me go grab a sandwich, and I will feel good in the moment. Sonically, it's fun. Sugar and Carbs is like an upbeat-ish, harmony-heavy little, interlude. But I really think there is something deeper with talking about turning to food for emotional stability within a relationship or just within yourself. And so, again, I think it's super relatable. After Sugar and Carbs, we have Spiral Season, which now returns to self-reflection. It seems like JoJo is in her head throughout this entire project. Even though she is talking to or about somebody else, it seems like a lot of this is talking to her. And as a songwriter, I relate to that a lot. Sometimes I'm feeling something or I'm thinking something and I can't quite get it out, and I'll write a song on autopilot. I won't be thinking about a lyric, stuff will just start coming out. And then I'll go back and I'll listen to it and I'm like, oh shit, like this is how you were feeling or this is what you were thinking, but you couldn't verbalize it through words. You had to sing about it or create a song around it. Spiral Season seems like that song. Again, JoJo is a hopeless romantic, and I get that throughout this entire project and projects she's released before. She talks about how her mind can be her worst enemy sometimes. And again, I think that's very relatable. I think that some of us deal with not so positive voice in our head, and being able to remind ourselves that that voice isn't in charge, that voice doesn't determine the direction of our lives, and getting over that internal monologue that kind of holds us back sometimes. I think that if you have done that, I applaud you. I tip my hat to you. If you are still fighting that internal monologue, know that you're not alone. Know that more people are going through it than they let on. Don't think that this lasts forever. And that's why I think she called it Spiral Season, because the way she's talking about it, it's very cyclical. It keeps going in a cycle, just like our seasons. These kind of things come and go. Our energy ebbs and flows. The good thoughts are there, and then sometimes they're not. But you have to know that they're coming back, and really just being patient with yourself and taking the time to get back to the good bits, I think is what this song is encouraging. So, love it. I love Spiral Season. Afterwards, it comes Nikkis Sound Bath, which is very calming, very peaceful, very like woo-saw, and I love it. It seems that at this point in the project, JoJo is getting back to a sense of self, a sense of center, and it's a beautiful interlude. It feels good. It feels like a sound bath, when they have the bowls and they, spin them around, or like not spin, but like stir the thing, and it creates like the sound. It's very like spa or like meditative. And so to me, it sounds like, we're coming to a breakthrough with everything you've been going through, this kind of therapy session, things that you've been trying to avoid. We're getting to a breakthrough. And then afterwards, after Nikkis Sound Bath, comes Worst, I Assume, which was the lead single from this project, and it's a bop. And it talks about JoJo kind of going off on a partner because her brain is telling her to assume the worst, which again is so relatable, because I feel like oftentimes humans are kind of geared to or lean towards the negativity. It's easier to do that rather than trying to potentially see the positive in a situation or a space. It's easier to be upset. It's easier to be frustrated. And she says that. She talks about, being self-aware. Like, I fucked up and now I'm calling you to apologize. I'm sorry that I always assume the worst. I assume you're going to break my heart. And that comes from past traumas. And that is why everybody needs therapy. I don't care if you don't think you need to talk to a professional, like you do, because everybody and everything and every experience has had an effect on you in some way, somehow. And if you don't learn how to heal from any of that was negative or traumatic, you run the risk of taking that out on somebody else. And that's kind of what this song is talking about. So, the sound bath happens and you think, you're in this place of peace, and then boom, you're not as in the clear as you thought. Going back to the sequencing comment that I made towards the beginning, if I had to change anything about this entire project before we get to the last song, I would have switched. It would have been Spiral Season, Worst I Assume, and then Nikkis Sound Bath, because Lift is the last song on the project, and that song sounds like the breakthrough that I thought Nikkis Sound Bath was leading us into. So that was the only sequencing complaint that I had with the project. After Worst I Assume, which again is a bop, I love the music video, Lift comes in and JoJo is back in her bed, back in her room, back in her solitude, really self-examining everything that has happened, giving herself grace and patience for the mistakes that she's made, saying that she's gotten help, she is getting help, the help that she needs to be a better person, a better partner, a better friend, and also encouraging the listener to do the same. And so I love it. I love the song from top to bottom. I love the project from top to bottom. For an EP, I think it was very solid. I think it's very cohesive. I think that there are a lot of themes that people can relate to in this day and age and in the future. I think that you'll be able to revisit this and to really see, if not all of yourself in the project, then at least some aspects of your personality in certain songs. And I love when an artist can do that. I will remember where I was in 2020 and 2021 when I go back to listen to this project. And so for that, JoJo, I appreciate you for what you've done. I appreciate your team for being able to put this together and the tour and everything like that, because I know it hasn't been easy. If anybody's been paying attention to JoJo's journey, it's been a mess, but I think this was a beautiful project. Real quick, standout records for me, my faves. My favorites are Dissolve, Good Enough Interlude, BID, Feel Alright, Fresh New Sheets, and Spiral Season. Those are my top 6 in no specific order. Probably Spiral Season is my favorite, or Dissolve, out of those two. But I love the project, JoJo. I think you did an amazing job. You get an A from me because I think it's beautiful. You sing down, you sing the things. Really one of the R&B girls that has stayed true to herself. And I don't feel like, some people are like, oh, why haven't you tried anything new, or why haven't you pushed the envelope or whatever? I do think you're doing that. I think that you are handling the changes in your career so gracefully, and I just really want the world to love on you like I love on you, because you are sickening, and you were one of the first major artists that I saw live at Savannah Pride in 2010 or 11. 2010, I believe. You were the headlining act and you killed it, and now I've seen you 4 times since, and every time you've gotten bigger and better. And so I'm just sending you so much light and love. I love this project. If you have not listened to the project, please go check out Trying Not to Think About It. If you have listened to it, what are your favorite songs? What do you think thematically about the album? Did I get something wrong? Did I get something right? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time with another review. Also, getting ready to release new music really quick. Follow me on Spotify or wherever you stream your music so that you can be notified when the new stuff comes out. Subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Let me know, if you prefer the review like this version, or if you've seen my other videos with the reaction where I'm listening to the project live. We can just talk about it and I can give you guys what you want to see. I like both. I like doing both. So yeah, either one is good with me. Just let me know. And yeah, until next time, I will talk to you guys soon. This lighting is exquisite.